All right, welcome back to the channel. So, man, Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia are running a very good two-man con job out here in Twitter land, man. Gervonta Davis responds to Ryan Garcia and says Golden Girl Promotions is protecting Ryan Garcia and not allowing him to fight anybody else because they want to feed Ryan Garcia to Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think that there is a chance that that could be the case, but I certainly hope that that's not the case. Let's talk about what Gervonta had to say to Ryan Garcia. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back, welcome back. So there are a lot of very, very good lightweights in boxing right now. I think that we have a outside chance for a bit of a golden era in the lightweight division with fighters like the following: Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, Chris Colbert, Vasily Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson. All of these guys, I'm sure I made Teofimo Lopez. If I missed Teofimo Lopez, right now there is just a lot of very good talent in the lightweight division. There's even, by the way, because I checked the WBA rankings this morning, that Robert Easter Jr. is ranked number 2 in the WBA. So the former WBC IBF champion Robert Easter Jr. is again back ranked at lightweight. So that's somebody else that adds to a extremely deep 135-pound division. Now, in boxing, because we know you have all these very, very good fighters in these divisions, that doesn't mean that you're actually going to get fights. But we will talk about a lot of good fights, which is what Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia are doing, in my opinion, which help them both market themselves. Gervonta Davis responds to Tank and tells Tank that, hey, man, you know, you don't have a date, right? You don't have a date because because Golden Girl is waiting on me. So they can try to make a fight between me and you. Let's look at whether or not, you know, that is true or not. I don't believe that that's the case because I don't think that Ryan Garcia is anywhere near ready for Gervonta Davis in a bunch of ways. And not necessarily ways that I like, but ways that I have to acknowledge, you know, or thoughts that are in the mind of other people in boxing and things that are true considerations. The first and foremost, the biggest consideration for Ryan Garcia and Tank is going to knock Ryan out right now. Tank has not fought that level of Ryan has not fought that level of competition. Ryan's still fighting with his head chin in the air, and he just is not ready, okay? But more importantly, even if it was a 50-50 shot, if even it was a 60, because right now, dude, for me, it's 80-10. Like, I see Ryan Garcia getting knocked completely out by Gervonta Tank Davis. I just don't think from what I've seen in the ring, he's just not as seasoned. And those last 2 fights that he got that were knockout, like first-round knockouts, those were first-round knockouts. First-round knockouts against Jason Duno and what was the other guy's name? I can't remember the guy. God, man, who was the other guy? I can't remember who the other guy was, but I know it was 2 knockouts in a row, and it was like, oh, man, yeah, he's got this. Yes, he's got power, dude, but he didn't get hit. Neither one of those fights did you see. He's not going to hit Tank with them same shots he hit Jason Duno with. It's not going to happen. Not at this point. Tank is too far along in his career. Tank has been in world championship fights. This is since the Pedraza fight? So what is that? That's like 6. It's like 6 world championship fights that this guy's been in. I mean, Yuriorkis Gamboa is an older fighter, dude, but he's a vet. He's a tricky vet. And ain't nobody just walking in there, any old Joe Blow hype job going to beat him, which is a credit to Devin Haney in his fight with Yuriorkis Gamboa. Yuriorkis Gamboa is going to be in there to prove to that young dude that he ain't, you know, that he's there to fight. So Anyway, Ryan Garcia is just not there. But the other side of it is that Ryan Garcia's potential his financial potential is so high that I find it difficult to believe that they would even risk that if they could do it, because Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tank Davis would be a very, very big fight. It would be a fight that people would want to make a lot of money with, right? Could make a lot of money in. When have you seen in boxing people rush to make those type of fights? Just never. Look at the Deontay Wilder situation versus Anthony Joshua. That's probably like the best thing. When Deontay Wilder had the WBC belt, and after Tyson Fury got suspended for his performance-enhancing drug violation, when he got caught cheating and got suspended, and actually he got caught cheating in the investigation about him cheating, it was just a cheater, man. Jeez, Louise. But whatever. During that time that he was gone because he cheated, and there was a young champion, Anthony Joshua, and another champion, Deontay Wilder, with the WBC. Eddie Hearn could have kept Anthony Joshua right in the WBC and tried to force a fight in there with Deontay Wilder before Anthony Joshua had fought Charles Martin, before he had fought Joseph Parker, before he had fought Vladimir Klitschko. That opportunity was there for Anthony Joshua, but Eddie Hearn didn't make it because he figures like, hey man, yeah, maybe there's a chance that Joshua, my guy, could beat Deontay, but if I'm wrong, there goes hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, if not $1 billion, tied up in this guy. So think about how much money Ryan Garcia at 147 pounds, if he pans out, could make Golden Boy Promotions. More money than anybody else at 147 pounds. And that's just real, okay? It's just real. If Ryan Garcia proves to be as good a fighter as, say, if he's as good a fighter as Devin Haney, or if he's as good a fighter as, let's just say if he is as good as Devin Haney, right? I can't speak for Oscar De La Hoya because Oscar De La Hoya is, will do some old vindictive stuff that will just destroy his company out of nowhere. That's what people that love that powder, that's what them powder kegs do. Like, they'll just make decisions just out of the blue that just don't make any sense for the path of their company. So yeah, maybe in that situation, Oscar De La Hoya would throw Ryan Garcia away to Gervonta Davis, who would be more than willing to absolutely wreck that guy. No, they're going to wait till he gets to 147 pounds. Maybe he can get the WBO belt that Terrence Crawford currently has, and he'll have a protection belt. And they would make more money off of him doing that. Like, look at all what they're doing with Canelo. Canelo Alvarez and Ryan Garcia are really not in that big a different situation when they were coming in. They're going to try to find, they found somebody, and who found it? Floyd Mayweather Jr. found somebody for Canelo Alvarez, who was a burgeoning star in Mexico for sure. Before he met Floyd Mayweather Jr., he was already a star in Mexico because of what? He's a very, very good fighter, number one. And also, you know how it goes. The complexion for the protection thing, that's everywhere in the world. So, he's a little bit more melanin challenged Mexican, right? So, this is our golden boy. We can sell him, right? He has more of the Spanish features. He looks more Spanish. Less indigenous. That's what it is. The more Spanish looking ones, not the indigenous looking ones, right? That's Ryan Garcia. That's Canelo Alvarez. And that is Oscar De La Hoya. They are not going to be throwing him away to Gervonta Tank Davis too soon. This is the same thing. That they're doing, that I think these guys are doing. And other people have told me this before, but at this point, it's just happening so many times that you just got to give it credence. That even these like minor misdemeanor type of arrests, misdemeanor type of legal issues that pop up right before fights take place, to a certain extent, the media talking about it is related to promoting the fight. Now, the fact that it happened may not have been related to it. Like, Tank might have bounced that $500,000 check because he just don't watch his bank account, right? Like, I'll write it, here you go. But you don't realize, dog, you got 1.5 million in there. You just bought a Ferrari for 700, okay? And now you're buying a piece of jewelry for 500. That's 1.2. Did you forget that you had alimony that you paid that came out because the dude ain't balancing his checkbook or something? Right? So he bounced a check and it makes the news. Yeah, that I believe, that probably was him just being a bonehead. Well, you're a bonehead for spending that type of money on some jewelry, dog. God, dog. Whatever you spend $500,000 on, it should make you six. If you spend $500,000 on something, it better make you six. You know what I mean? But that's just my take on it. Anyway, look, man, Ryan Garcia is a good fighter. I like him a lot. I really do wish him the best. Seems like a really good kid. But he ain't ready for no Gervonta Tank Davis. Oscar De La Hoya ain't putting him in there with Gervonta Tank Davis. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. ain't going to put him in there with Gervonta Tank Davis. Because quiet as kept, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is sitting there looking at Ryan, hoping that when that Golden Boy folds and Ryan got to come to the PBC. Because that's where Ryan would make most money anyway. But anyway, that's my take on it. Thank you guys for chopping it up with me about it. Let me know what you think about the topic in the comment section. Also, thank you so much to everybody that supports in the chat, the super chats. In the live streams, through the super chats and the cash apps. Thank you so much to everybody that is a channel member. You guys make the channel go. And thank you so much to everybody that is a member of the Patreon. I promise I'm going to get back to going hard on that again. It's just been really, really trippy time, man, out here in these streets. So with that, I'm out. Peace.